I don't know what to say really. 30 days to the biggest battle of our lives all comes down to today. Either we succeed as a team or we crumble. Delivery by delivery, cake by cake, until we are finished. But in Ramadan right now, volunteers, believe me, we can stay here and do nothing, or we can fight our way into paradise. We can get there one cake at a time. Now I can't do it for you. I'm old. I look around me and I see all these young faces. And I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man could make. I wasted my time. Believe it or not, I chased off anyone who ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. But that's part of life. You only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out that life is just a game of inches. So is Cakes of Syria. Because in either game, life or Cakes of Syria, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one delivery too early or too late, you don't quite make it. One cake too slow or too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They are in every day of the campaign, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between orders and deliveries, between living and dying. I tell you this, in any campaign, it is the guy who is willing to deliver who is going to win that match. And I know if I am going to have any life anymore, it is because I am still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that is what volunteering is about. Now I can't make you do it. You've got to look at the volunteer next to you, look into their eyes. Now I think you are going to see a volunteer who will go that inch with you. You are going to see a volunteer who will sacrifice themselves for this team. Because they know when it comes down to it, they are going to do the same thing for them. That's a team, and either we succeed now as a team or we will fail as individuals. That's Cakes of Syria, guys. That's all it is. Now what are you going to do? It was this year in 2014 when we sat down a couple of months prior to Ramadan and decided that we are going to rerun the Cakes of Syria campaign. It is a campaign that we're going to hopefully focus on and push out nationally.
Every single region in the country got involved. That's the North East, North West, East Midlands, West Midlands, Wales, London and South, and even Scotland got on board as well with us.
The amazing thing what the volunteers did, they set up a call centre in Bradford, and via social media they were getting hundreds and hundreds of inquiries from people all over the UK asking them how they can get involved.
We decided that we need to have a call centre in place. We thought we'd put in a proper system and get one of the volunteers who, mashallah, is a program developer or software developer. We got him to create a bespoke system just for the Cake campaign.
I designed the software system which all the volunteers took their orders on. So I started developing the system about 2 months before the campaign started, just so everything's ready and prepared for when the campaign did start.
And not only was it a front to collect the data, the back end of the system was phenomenal, mashallah. We had the likes of a spreadsheets that were bringing up people who sold the most cakes, the cities that sold the most cakes. They were giving us some real accurate data.
It was the day of the launch where some of us went down to London and some of us stayed over to start taking calls. And just before we went to London, we launched the website, which was, you know, emotional as well, because that was the Cakes of Syria website.
So right now we have Thursday 26th of June 2014, 41 minutes past 1. We're going live with the number, so the picture's being uploaded right now. Here it comes. Here it is.
And we're live.
There was a team of volunteers that
literally for 30 days in Ramadan lived and breathed that campaign. And one of the key volunteers, if I'm right to say, was my son, Asad Luqman, who's 16 years old. So I can vouch as a father that I didn't see him for that month. It was like, Dad, I'm able.
Here we are in the call centre. It was a 24-hour operation, 7 days a week, full time now. People were one call after the other. It was constant bombardment with, you know, we kept getting one phone call after the other. Volunteers were putting the phone down only to re-pick that phone back up and take people's orders.
I'm just gonna give you your order number. This is correct, so you can take that down.
It was only week 2, I think it was the end of the first or second week that we realised that them 4 phones were not enough. To have a call centre with just the 4 phones was never going to help us meet the demand. So we installed a further 3 phones.
Got to a point where it was extremely hectic for the volunteers.
I used to walk in sometimes, and I used to walk in, there would be 5, 6 people on the phone, 3 people asleep here because they've done a 10-hour shift here, haven't gone home, slept for 3 hours, got back up and got back on their phones for another 8 hours, and it was phenomenal what was happening out there.
So we would start the day early in the morning, after sleeping here most of the night. We would go Sea Fresh, where we would have to pick up our cakes.
I was approached by Islamic Relief to do what they called was a very small minor project, which was cakes for Syria.
I met with Sajid. Over a period of time, we built a relationship where I could approach him, sit down, go over the numbers and make sure we had the exact number of cakes.
60, take away the 105. You cannot sell more than 855. So do 800. The only thing that they didn't point out was that it was going to be on a completely different scale. And boy oh boy, was it on a different scale.
Although we delivered the number of cakes, we were faced with challenges where we weren't too sure whether we're going to have the number of cakes to deliver. So we had to work around them kind of challenges.
The company made use of all of its resources and all the cash and carries throughout the regions. The London volunteers were picking up from Nottingham, and we also made use of the Preston cash and carry for Lancashire and the guys in Manchester. I think overall the volunteers of Islamic Relief worked very professionally.
It was hectic. Delivery days was crazy. So many volunteers delivering cakes, taking pictures. I think it was amazing.
We also helped unload the van, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was how many bags did we have?
There was loads. There was like 50.
The last delivery was the most.
In one time, we had to do 50 cakes, and it was like a chain and chain.
Yeah, and everyone was like up down the stairs.
Yeah, like 1, 2.
But yeah.
Track to this video, make sure we are connected.
The cakes would then be brought back here to the call centre, where we would label each individual cake by hand, all the volunteers, and then they would be loaded into the delivery driver cars, who would then go off to deliver the cakes. We had a time frame put in place so that all the cakes will be delivered on time before Iftari by all the volunteers.
Pick theirs up and go.
You're loaded on it.
Right, okay. So you've got 2, 3, 4.
So that's 4 on this page, yeah?
Call the number and I'll deliver to your door.
The campaign started off quite slow and gradually built up with all the media attention we got from the local newspapers, as well as some of the national TV coverage we got on BBC. We went from selling 1,000 cakes in the first week to selling 5, 6, 7,000.
Yeah, we made a logo TV. Look. That's me. That's him. That's him. That's me. And that's him. Yeah.
You know, this thing here is a mobile phone, and for me, I saw how powerful this mobile phone is, because when I used to walk in there, I used to see people like Abdul Basit, people like Altal, people like Rash, Teague. They were constantly on the phone, and I was thinking, why are they on the phone? I can understand why they're on the phone. The social media campaign that we did was unbelievable. I'm not savvy on social media, I don't understand it, but I understand the power of social media.
We used to come in the morning, a good 15 of us, 20 of us, and sit down, and we used to decide who we were going to pick on that day. So we'd always have a target man. We'd pick a celebrity, you know, a footballer, an athlete, and then that day, full day, we'd go out and, you know, we'd say, you have to buy a cake, you need to buy a cake. And we'd bully this person full day, give him some banter, give him some jokes, to try and order a cake. And that prompted Jonathan Ross to reply back to us on Twitter, replying saying he wants to order a cake. So, you know, it worked. And again, that level of showing everyone that where we were, what we were achieving, it was brilliant. You know, he loved the idea of the cake campaign.
Mainstream celebrities were following this campaign. Mainstream celebrities were a part of this campaign, and it is because of the dedication and the time the volunteers put into it. By sending out them tweets to the various different people, that these guys then came on board.
In terms of social media, the impact was massive. We had literally over 1 million interactions. 1 million interactions across Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, on YouTube.
So after the campaign, a lot of people, you know, were thinking, why was the campaign so successful? Why did we sell that many cakes? And I think it's just simple. It was teamwork and the unity and the love people had for the cause. And one thing that reminded the people that we weren't just a team, any team. We were an Islamic Relief family. We were the Ayah family.
Not only was there this massive buzz and there was a lot going on within the campaign, there was a real spiritual feel about the campaign. Every time it was Salah time, the volunteers would drop everything they'd do, they'd get together and pray in Jamaat. There'd be at least 20-30 people praying at a single time. After every prayer there was a designated person. Someone was assigned the job to give a reminder. Mashallah, I remember in one instance there was a reminder about the situation in Palestine and in Syria. One of the brothers from Leeds, he gave a really powerful reminder. We've heard him speak time and time before, but this reminder was extra special. It was a reminder that every single volunteer in the room could relate to. It was so, not only was it spiritual, but really emotional, mashallah, and all the volunteers really felt this sense of trueness about this reminder.
It was a very difficult time for me, and it's something that really guided me through that time. But the Ummah at the moment is suffering, and the people in Gaza are suffering. And it's patience and perseverance that will help them through. And there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where he said, there will remain a group from within my ummah who will stand for the truth. They won't be harmed and affected by those who betray them or waged war against them. Armies will hunt them in the same way in which dogs compete over prey. And the companions asked who are they, and the Prophet ﷺ said, they are from Bayt al-Muqaddas and its surroundings. And Bayt al-Muqaddas, and you know, it's Gaza, it's Palestine.
And everyone came together, and came together like a family should come together. And we always mention the word Islamic Relief family, and the volunteers up and down the country this Ramadan really showed what that family is about. They really showed that because we have a sense of connection, we have that unity, that brotherhood amongst us. You know, we share them same core beliefs, we share the common goals that we're raising money, raising awareness for people that are a lot less fortunate than we are.
Describe cakes of Syria in 3 words. I don't know. It's 3 words, isn't it?
Awesome, pretty awesome, and I'll definitely get involved next year.
My favourite part was when they're delivering the cakes, when you see the little kids run out to the cakes saying, I got the cakes, I got the cakes. Apart from being very funny, it was really cute as well.
If there was just a few words that I'd like to describe Cakes of Syria, it would be unity by the volunteers for Syria. I'm sorry, that's more than 3 words, but...
If I had to describe it in 3 words, I think that would be buzzing, satisfying, and united.
My favourite part of the Cakes for Syria campaign was knowing that we're touching lives on every delivery.
I wouldn't say it was volunteering. It felt like a lot of fun, to be honest, every Thursday and Sunday. delivering with friends that you know or you've got to know.
3 words to describe Cakes for Syria campaign, you can't describe it.
This year I thought that the Cakes for Syria campaign was wicked, and it was really, really intense as well.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we had so many volunteers, it helped so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely it was just, this year it was just bigger and better, and like got to the point where like different charities were even copying our idea.
3 words that would describe Cake for Syria would be chocolate, fudge and cake.
The awesome thing about Cakes for Syria was the fact that it involved so many volunteers from all over the nation. So there were so many volunteers every Thursday and Sunday delivering all at the same time, all to different houses. And because it was nationwide, you just felt that sense of unity that we're all uniting for Syria.
What I think of the Cakes for Syria campaign is awesome.
My best part in Cakes for Syria was the feeling you get when you know that you're helping someone. It's very overwhelming.
100%. I'm there next year for Cakes for Syria and the year after that, and every year as long as this campaign continues to run, inshallah.
The people behind the scenes, what most people don't see, and all the other volunteers that are there are worked day and night, who actually slept in the call centre, you know, didn't see their families for weeks on end, committed a whole month away from their loved ones just so this project can be a success. And it's thanks to these guys that the project is such a success.
I just want to give a shout out and a massive thanks to the Birmingham Cakes for Syria team. Every single one of you in Birmingham, from Adil to the drivers to the assistants to everybody who took part.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much to every single volunteer up and down the country, especially the London South, which I've had the privilege to work with. I know you worked hard, I know you walked, I know you drove in the congestion, in the heat, whilst you were fasting, to distribute Cakes for Syria and make phenomenal amount of money for our brothers and sisters in Syria. This cake is on you guys.
And I can't end by not thanking my wonderful and fantastic volunteers in the Northwest. You know, nationally, you have a share nationally in delivering over 322,000 slices in over 22,000 homes.
I'd like to give a special thank you to all the volunteers in Leeds that got involved this year. A lot of those volunteers were first-time volunteers, not just for Cakes for Syria, but with Islamic Relief as a whole. They were dedicated, turned up week in, week out to deliver cakes, and for them it's the start of a brilliant journey with Islamic Relief.
From all the staff at Sea Fresh, a big thank you to all at Islamic Relief, and the message is keep up the good work.
Finally, I'd just like to thank every single person involved. I'd like to thank all the volunteers who took their time out. Some of them were volunteering on the day of Eid, believe it or not.
And again, I want to convey my heartfelt appreciation to each and every volunteer, each and every individual who helped, no matter how old or how young. You made this possible. You made this campaign one of the most successful we've ever seen. You are the real soldiers of Islamic Relief. You are the real workers of Islamic Relief. You are the ones who answer the call for our beneficiaries. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.